Welcome back. Let me just come back to you now to continue from where we stopped.
If you come and tell us it's not business as usual, and you are not asking intelligent questions, I'll tell you why I said they're not asking intelligent questions. Now, if a fashola comes in and is talking, and all you have to ask him is about the IGRs and all of that, I think they are only taking it back to things that are not as important as what he has done and what he can still do. So I strongly feel that okay, for instance, I'll take a perfect example. When Kemi Adeosun was in that house, I think a senator from Lagos, I think this Senator Adiola or something, asked intelligent questions based on his own area of expertise to that woman's area of expertise. So I feel the questions should have been asked based on what these people can offer. We all know that Fashola did well as a governor. I mean, he did well when he was the governor of Lagos State. I'm not ruling the fact that they should shove the issue of the borehole, the issue of the website under the carpet. But the fact is that there is a process. If we have a judiciary that should probe all these things, I believe they should probe it. But for the Senate, I think I see too much of politics in it, and I don't think it's good for the democracy that we crave for today. So I believe that the president will still come up with the full plan as to where these people will serve. I must say, we know that based on competence, these guys have done well, and I think they will do well. If anybody has anything, just like the current governor of Rivers State, against any of these past governors, I think the person should come forward. And for instance, the reason why we've not had Amechi to be screened is because there's a process going on. This process will follow due course, and they will bring it back to Nigerians. I don't want to bother myself about what is not so important. I like to bother myself about the weightier matters. You know, this is a government of change. It's a government of change, not in the area of those people that the president selected, but the government of change in the area of infrastructure, in the area of security and the likes.
Unfortunately, the system that we're dealing with is exactly the same as it was under Goodluck Jonathan. It's still a very corrupt system. It's filled with corrupt individuals, and it's just silly to expect something productive or something progressive to emerge from such a deeply flawed system. That is my point. My point is Nigerians are not politically intelligent enough, it seems to me, to understand what they're seeing. As I said, we have everyone, all Nigerians saw these senators shouting bow and go, right in front of them. Basically, what they were telling Nigerians was that they are not in any way interested in scrutinizing these people. So that in and of itself is a clue as to what we can expect. That is the point I'm trying to make, and Nigerians don't seem to get this. If the Senate is not scrutinizing ministerial nominees as diligently as they should, why should Nigerians then expect those senators, those nominees or those ministers to perform credibly when they're in post? In other countries, I understand that the screening of ministerial nominees takes days, hours. In Nigeria, it takes minutes. On one day alone, 10 people were, or 15 people were confirmed. The screening exercise, as far as I'm concerned, it exposed the Nigerian government to be a sham, the Nigerian political system to be a sham. It exposed the system to be a system that is based on appearances rather than substance. Because if it were based on substance rather than appearance, then confirmation of a ministerial nominee will not take 5 or 10 minutes. If it were based on substance rather than appearance, the president would have sent a list of the offices that these nominees were going to administer so that the senators could ask intelligent questions. If it were based on on substance rather than appearance, the Senate itself will not be presided over by someone who is alleged to be corrupt and who is currently facing charges of a false declaration of his assets at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. I'm referring here to Bukola Saraki. If it were a credible system, the Senate would not contain people like Kashamu, who is alleged to be wanted in the United States for drug offenses. Basically, the whole system is corrupt.
I'm not going to be a party to having people that have been convicted of a crime to be selected as ministers. Now, he said these people have question marks on their head. Who placed these question marks on their head? Now, who am I to say that this person is corrupt when the law has not said that it's corrupt? So I'm coming from a lateral point of view that if these people, what I know, that these people have delivered before, and that's the reason why the president is bringing them to serve on a higher pedestal, then I'm okay with it. Now, the fact still remains that this system is corrupt. I agree. And even a blind man in this country knows that the system is corrupt. But the fact is, I see a president that is not corrupt. And I think a lot of Nigerians share the same view with me. So if this president deems it fit to select a certain, select some people to be ministers, I think I should sit back and hope that these people will deliver because they have track record of good service delivery. I mean, when they were serving before.
We do know that Nigeria is a very corrupt society. So if these senators are confirming these nominees without any scrutiny whatsoever, one of these examinations took, what, all of 5 or 10 minutes. Now, you tell me, what kind of probity or what kind of honesty or integrity can we expect from such a senator, from such a minister? But Nigerians watch all of this and let it slide. It doesn't mean anything to people. We're still deluded with our expectations of nirvana that we believe Buhari's administration will usher in. And I just think it's disgraceful that we are this ignorant, that we still can't see. We can see, but we don't see. The evidence of what is to come is right before our very eyes. Of what to expect in the next 4 years is before our very eyes.
The only issue I've had is that, like I said before, is the Senate. I do not feel that they did their job very well. And that's the thing. If someone is even found, has been allegedly accused of corruption, I think the petition, the Senate has a committee that handles, some sort of, area of that. So if they are doing their job concerning Amechi, I think they should do it well. But the screening exercise is an examining process. It goes beyond Q&A. It goes beyond question and answer. It goes beyond questions that you can even predict. That's my issue. So the way forward is that when these guys have been screened, the president and obviously his executive, cabinet will now position them in the right place. We all know that Mr. Audu Ogbe has, vast experience in agriculture. If the president feels it's okay to put him there, good. If Lai Mohammed has been a very good spokesperson for that party that took PDP away, then let them put him as Minister of Information if he's going to do his work without being the propaganda person that he has always been known to be. So I think that what flows from the head really matters, and I strongly believe that President Buhari would do his work as he has promised, and I think change will come.
Then again, we look at someone like what's his name, Fashola, who, when he was being examined, claimed that what did he say now? When he was I think he was challenged on this issue of
the boreholes and the websites, the exorbitant amount that he paid, which a lot of people suspected to be linked to corruption. And his defense was that he didn't sign any checks. Can you imagine that? This is a governor of a state telling Nigerians that he didn't sign any checks. He was responsible. He's the governor. He's ultimately responsible. How dare he tell us that he didn't sign any checks? What does that tell you about him? If he gets to, if he's confirmed in office and becomes a minister, and people are stealing and basically ripping the country off, is that the same silly excuse that he will offer to Nigerians, that he didn't sign any checks? And then it just defies common sense. I mean, that Nigerians will see all of this and still have any kind of faith or any kind of confidence in these people.
All right, guys, that's where we have to leave it on this segment of the program. We have to go now, and we'll be joined after the break by Ilewo Kikiowo, a public affairs analyst. Please stay with us.